Apologies for the background. Happy Monday. Actually, I'm not sure why I'm making this video, but I just realized something because I'm also posting a lot of contents in the, how do you say, Black app about the Global Career Scholarship Program. And to be honest, majority of my contents there are about the application process, tips and tricks and such. But they are in a shorter form video and it's easier for me to edit there. But enough with the yapping. Today's topic is very important because this is the video I posted recently and it's about your competitive advantage. So I know you're wondering, what does that mean? If you're not from a business background, it's kind of hard for you to decipher what it means on a business perspective. But if you know English, you will know what it means. It's just that your advantage that can help you compete and win on specific stuff. In the business perspective, these are the things that you have and that you can capitalize in order to win against the competition. Very similar definition, but yeah. So for the competitive advantage, especially for the Global Career Scholarship Program, you can use a lot of stuff. You can use a lot of things. And in this video, I'll be discussing three things. So you can see on this part of the video, this is the work experience. So I know a lot of you, especially for the graduate studies, are asking, I have graduated 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and started working, and now I just want to do my master's or I want to try my PhD. Am I eligible to apply? If you're younger than 40 years old, or for teachers or professors at least 45 years old, you can still apply for the scholarship program. And to be honest, your age can be your competitive advantage. What I mean by this is that even if you graduated a long time ago and you have accumulated a lot of experiences, your work experience can now be your competitive advantage. South Korea, I know a lot of you are thinking that if you're younger, you will be probably getting the scholarship, but those with experience are actually have higher chance of getting the scholarship because they can speak and discuss things thoroughly about the major, which is very important. When you're discussing about the things that you want to study, your research or areas where you want to explore and touch on when you decide to do your research, you have a lot of things to say. And having work experience give you the actual experience of, like for example, for my case, business or being a staff, being an officer, experiencing these things firsthand is something that we can write in our personal statement. And probably you're thinking you're too old for the scholarship because of that. And to be honest, you are, but it's okay. It's okay. Just think of it as if your work experience is actually the inevitable step. It's the next step after your studies, like your bachelor's degree. It's expected of you to work, to apply what you've learned. And don't think of it as a red flag. To be honest, it's a green flag. And the best way for you to showcase that is if you can submit as part of the awards and certificates your resume or CV. So in this part again, I'll be sharing with you, this is the example of a Korean CV. It's very non-traditional, very simplified as well. I'll be making a separate video explaining the Korean CV style. And to be honest, each company in South Korea, they have their own set of CV template. It's kind of different from the traditional one, but it's okay. You can submit whichever template you have, but you can share your CV, your work experience, and attach it, include it under awards and other certificates. Bonus, if you can submit certificate of employment, which again, solidifies the proof or the fact that you actually worked. And that's very important. To the next important stuff. So I've been discussing about the Global Career Scholarship Program, and a lot of people from the arts, the social sciences, especially those who have published works. So this 2 and 3 competitive advantage tip is about your outputs. So let's go first with the portfolio. If you're under like fine arts, music, film, other things that would produce output that you can be compiled as portfolio, it's important for you to present and submit those documents, part of the Global Career Scholarship Program requirements, in order to prove that you can actually do the work. So for example, if you're into film, and you have published a lot of films and probably shared it internationally, won awards, the best way for you to showcase them is to by submitting a portfolio. The tip I have shared, because probably the application will be online application, what you can do is save a copy of that specific film, or if they're available online, the links, put them in a Google Drive and such, and then include them in the application. So for example, under awards and certificate, you submit another scanned document indicating the links for all of your output or portfolio. That's very important because again, you're trying to prove a point that if they, what I mean pertaining to the NIED, invests on you, you'll be able to produce more of these kinds of film, music, artwork, output. And that's evident of the portfolio that you will share. Probably architecture students, like even engineering students who have a lot of published works too, can actually submit a portfolio. Last but not the least, the 2 and 3 part portfolio and output. The output part covers a lot of your publications, your journals, your thesis. So if you're applying for STEM, this is very important, especially if you have done prior research. It's important for you to include these stuff, your list of publications. If you can Google yourself and check how many citations you have, attach them as well. These are opportunities for you to humbly brag your accomplishments. And then, for example, you can also include some of your thesis, where your name appeared, and your Google searches. These are very important things because let me tell you something. In South Korea, publication is key. Publication is key. So, if you were able to publish something, you'll be able to receive money because of the publication. If you're able to publish something, you contribute to the school ranking. If the school ranking increases, there's a possibility for them to receive more funding from the Korean government. If they receive more funding from the Korean government, they can improve the educational system. And, alongside with the increase in the ranking, it's an opportunity for them to attract more foreigners to work and study in South Korea. That's like a cycle that they're trying to push. That's why, again, being a logical NIED, Korean embassy or university, I'll be choosing someone who has a proven history of publishing or producing journals. That's very important. As investors for these kinds of educational scholarships, they really want to see that you can actually produce, you can actually deliver. Aside from stating in your personal statement that you can do it, they need some proof that you can actually do it. And you can prove it. You can prove that using your journals, your portfolios, and your work experience. If you want to know more about the Global Career Scholarship Program, this is my power bank. If you want to know more about that, I'll be sharing more videos about the scholarship program and probably try to translate my short form videos into longer form videos like this, explaining more about the scholarship program and things I know about the scholarship that might help you get the scholarship, which will be opened probably 2 weeks from now or first week of February. I really suspect it's going to be out on the 26th. So let's go. It's going to be online, I think, but whichever method it will be, I'm hoping for the best and hope to see you here in South Korea.